Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'll share with you how to draft, cut and sew a bracelet Dart Bustier with yoke. This is going to be easy to follow beginners friendly tutorial. So if you're interested in all of this, please call with me and let's get started. In order to start my work, I'll come down from this tip of the pattern by 1 inch. Then I'll draw a straight line. This straight line now will serve as the shoulder line. So I'll place my tape from the shoulder line and come down by 11 inches for my bust point. I also mark 14 inches for under bust, 16 inches for my half length, then 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead now and draw a straight line on each of these marks. Once I'm done with the lines, I'll label this the bust line, the under bust, the half length, also the waistline, then this is the sewing allowance. Now that I'm done with that, the next thing I'll do now is to take my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 16 inches. 16 inches divided by 2 will give me 8 inches. And I'll mark my neck width of 4 inches. Then I'll come down from the shoulder this way and mark a neck depth of 4 inches. So come to the neck width here and come down by 4 inches. I'll connect each of these points together. I will connect from this point to this point, then from the neck depth down to this point. Then I'll use a French curve to create a round neckline. Under my shoulder measurement here, I'll come down by 1 inch to create a shoulder slant. Then I'll connect from this neck width down to that 1 inch. The next thing I'll do, I'll come under the shoulder slant and come down by 8 inches for the armhole depth. That's the shoulder measurement divided by 2. I'll mark the 8 inches. Then I'll place my tape across this way and mark the 8 inches again. This is to ensure that I get a straight line while I connect my armhole. As you can see, I've connected my shoulder slant to the 8 inches armhole depth. So I'll draw a straight line now underneath this 8 inches. This will serve as the chest line. I'll go ahead now and label it chest line. After that is done, I'll come to this armhole line and mark the midpoint of the armhole. At that midpoint, I'll go in 0.5 inch. After that, I'll come to this chest line and impute my bust measurement divided by 4. After dividing the bust measurement divided by 4, I got 9 inches. So I'll connect from the shoulder slant down to the 0.5 inch at the midpoint of the armhole, from that midpoint down to the chest line measurement. The next thing I'll do now is to take my dart. In order to do that, I'll use my bust span measurement divided by 2. The bust span measurement is 8 inches divided by 2 will give me 4 inches. I'll mark that 4 inches on the bust line, the under bust, and down to the half length. Once I'm done with that, I'll connect from that bust line down to the half length this way. The next thing I'll do is to tighten my under bust. In order to do that, I'll come to this under bust line and come out 0.5 inch at the center front and 1.5 inch at the side front. I'll do the same thing at the half length. Then I'll connect it down on each side with a straight line. After that is done, I'll come to the bust line and come down by 0.5 inch. Then I'll connect from that 0.5 inch down to this 0.5 inch at the center front. Then I'll also connect from that 0.5 inch down to my 1.5 using a French curve this way. Next thing I'll do now, I'll come to this armhole and look for the midpoint of the armhole. I'll place the tape around the armhole this way, and after marking I got about 9 inches. So I'll place my tape again. The midpoint of 9 inches will give me 4.5 inches. I'll mark. After I mark this new midpoint, I'll come to my bust line and come up 0.5 inch at this dart line. Now extend the dart line to the 0.5 inch. Once that is done, I'll use my French curve to connect from I'll use the French curve to connect from the new midpoint down to the 0.5 inch above the bust line this way. After that is done, I'll place the French curve around this bust point and blend it in very well. Once that is done, I'll come to this armhole and come down 1.5 inch from this new midpoint. Then I'll connect that 1.5 inch into the bust line. This 1.5 inch that I took out here, I will come to this second line and extend it by 1.5 inch. Then I'll connect it this way. After that is done, I will impute the 1.5 inch I took out at this armhole at the chest line also. Then I'll connect from this point here down to the chest line, creating my new armhole. So we'll not be using this first armhole anymore. Once that is done, the next thing I'll do is to create the yoke. I'll come to this midpoint and come up by 0.5 inch. Then I'll come to the chest line and come up by 1 inch. Once that is done, I'll use the French curve to connect from that 0.5 inch above the midpoint of the armhole down to the 1 inch above the chest line this way. And we have our yoke. If you watched to this point, thank you very much. Please drop a heart for me. Let me know you watched to this point. So from this line upward is our yoke, and this is the center front, and this is the side front. The next thing I'll do now is to impute the round bodice measurement. I'll impute the bust measurement divided by 4, which will give me 9 inches. Then I'll also replace the 1.5 inch at the armhole. After adding the 1.5 inch at the bust line, I'll come to the under bust line now and impute the round under bust measurement divided by 4. And once that is done, I'll measure out the dart allowance I took at the under bust, which is 2 inches. I'll replace the 2 inches on the under bust line. Then I'll come to the half length and impute the round waist measurement divided by 4. I'll mark that and replace the 2 inches I took for that allowance. Once I'm done with that, I'll connect all the measurements. I'll connect from the chest line to the bust line, then down to the half length. After that is done, I'll impute 2 inches sewing allowance on all the lines. After adding the allowance, I'll connect the measurements. And that is all for the front bodice. I'll go ahead now and cut it out for you to see what it looks like. So while cutting, I'll cut out this part. I'll cut out this part also. This is what the front pattern looks like. This is the pattern I'll use for the back bodice. This is the shoulder line, and I left 2 inches for zipper allowance. While this is the bust line, the under bust, the half length, and sewing allowance. On this shoulder line, I will impute the shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 8 inches, and I'm placing the measurement from the zipper allowance. After that, I'll take out the neck width. The neck width is 4 inches, same as the front neck width, and I'll come down 1 inch under the shoulder measurement. Then I'll connect from the neck width to that point. After that is done, I'll come to the shoulder line and come down by 1 inch. That will be my neck depth. Then I'll connect from my neck width down to my neck depth. I'll extend this neck depth to the zipper allowance this way. After that is done, I'll place my tape from the shoulder slant and come down by 8 inches. That's the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I'll place the tape across again this way to make sure that the 8 inches is on a straight line. Then I'll connect from the shoulder slant down to this 8 inches. Once that is done, I'll draw a straight line underneath this. This line under this armhole is the chest line. The next thing I'll do now is to place my tape on this armhole and mark the midpoint. After that, I'll place my tape on this chest line and impute the bust measurement divided by 4. Then I'll connect from that midpoint down to the chest line measurement. After that is done, the next thing I'll do, I'll come to this bust line and take the dart. I'll use the bust bar measurement divided by 2. I'll mark all that measurement from the chest line down to the sewing allowance. Once I mark the measurement, I'll connect it with a straight line. After that, I'll come to this half length and come out 0.5 inch on each side of the dart line. Then I'll come to the chest line and come down 0.5 inch. Then I'll connect from that 0.5 inch at the chest line down to the 0.5 inch on each side of the dart line. After that is done, I'll come to this neckline and come down by 1 inch. Once that is done, I'll connect from the midpoint of the armhole down to the chest line this way. If you remember, I came down 1 inch from the neck depth. Then at this chest line, I'll come out 3 inches this way. Then I'll connect from that 1 inch down to the 3 inches. This is me creating a keyhole. I'm going to extend this keyhole now into the zipper allowance. You can use your free hand or use French curve to get a smoother look. The next thing I'll do is to impute the round bodice measurement. At the bust line, I'll impute the round bust measurement divided by 4, and at the under bust, I'll do the same thing, and also the half length. Now at this under bust, I'll replace the 1 inch I took for that. At the waistline, I'll impute the waistline measurement and also replace the 1 inch I took for the dart. I'll come to the chest line and impute 2 inches sewing allowance just like I did for the front bodice. Then I'll connect all my measurements. Come to this half length now and extend this half length into the zipper allowance this way. Then I'll come in 0.5 inch from this side. Then I'll connect from that 0.5 inch and just blend it into the pattern. This is me eliminating any possible zipper bulge I might have when I'm done with my work. I'll go ahead now and cut the pattern out for us to see what it looks like. This is what the final pattern looks like for the back bodice. This is the pattern for our front bodice. This center front, the fabric is going to be on fold, while this yoke also, the fabric is going to be on fold. And this is going to 2 times, that's we're going to make 2 of it, and 1 of this and 1 of this. This is the fashion fabric I'll use for this work. And if you remember, I said when I want to transfer this center front to the fabric is going to be on fold. So I'll fold the fabric now into 2. In order for the fabric to lie flat, I'll give it a good press. Then I'll go ahead and place my pattern on the fabric. I'll pin it down. So I'll pin it down all around. Then I'll add 0.5 inch at this side of the pattern. That's at the sweetheart area of the pattern, and also by the edge here. This is going to be for the joining. So I'm going to add the 0.5 inch all around this way. Then I'll cut it out. And this is what it looks like after cutting. The 0.5 inch around is for joining. I'll go ahead and transfer the side front to the fabric. If you remember, I said it's going to be ×2. What that means is that my fabric is going to be on fold. I'll pin the pattern to the fabric and mark out 0.5 inch around the fabric. Once I'm done with that, then I'll cut it out. After cutting, this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead now and cut out the yoke. This is the fabric I'll use for the yoke. I added 0.5 inch here and also at the shoulder, and the net is on fold. I'll go ahead now and cut it out. After cutting, this is what I have, and this is what it looks like after I've transferred the pattern to the fabric. So I'll go ahead now and notch this under bust line at the center front. Next thing I'll do is to cut the interfacing I'll use for the padding. In order to do that, I'll use my pattern. I'll draw a straight line at the end of the neckline. Also use a French curve to create the shape of the pad I want at the side front. I'll go ahead and cut out my pattern from this line and also cut out the under bust. Also cut out this shape at the side front. I went ahead to reduce this part at the side front. Then I'll cut it out. This is what I'm going to use to shape my interface. In order to cut the interfacing, I'll fold it into 2 this way. Then I'll place this pattern on it. I'll pin it down and cut 0.5 inch at the edge. After cutting, this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead and cut for the side. I'll also fold it into 2 and make sure that the shiny part is facing each other. Pin it down and cut it out. While I'm cutting, I'll cut 0.5 inch around. After cutting, this is what it looks like, and this is what the 2 pieces look like. This is my fabric. I've gone ahead to attach hairstay to the fabric, and I've also fixed the part to one of the side front. So I'll go ahead now and attach this one to the other side front. In order to attach it, I'll place it from the under bust curve this way. I'll make sure the shiny part of interfacing that is facing the fabric. I'll go ahead and pin one part of the interfacing to the fabric. Once I'm sure the interfacing is properly placed, I'll turn it and use the pressing iron to attach the interfacing to the fabric. I'll press it this way and make sure it sticks to each other. So I'm done with one part and I'm sure that it's properly attached to the fabric. Then I'll remove the pin and just use the pressing iron and give it a nice press all around. And this is what the 2 sides looks like. Go ahead and attach the interfacing for the center front. Also attach hairstay to the fabric at the center front. I notch the under bust, so I'm going to place this interfacing now from this under bust. After I place it from the under bust, I have 0.5 inch from the neckline. I'll just pin it down together at that neckline area to make sure that everything is properly placed. Then I'll give it a good press. And I hope you're enjoying this tutorial so far. Please, if you're enjoying, drop Princess Dart Bustier for me in the comment section. Go ahead, unpin and properly attach the remaining part of the interface into the fabric. So I'll trim off any little excess I have at the edge here. And this is what the side and the center front looks like. I'll go ahead now and stitch it together. In order to do that, I'll place this side front on this center front, right side facing the right side. Pin it down, right side facing right side from this waistline this way all the way into the armhole. We'll be adjusting it to match each other without dragging too much. Once I've pinned down into the armhole, this is an example of what it will look like. So I'll go to the same machine and stitch it down. I'll stitch down by 0.5 inch from the waistline all the way into the armhole. So I'll take my time and do it. While I stitch, I'll remove the pin I used to hold it down. Then I'll stitch it right into the armhole. Once I'm done with that, I'll turn it out for us to see. And I'll go ahead now and attach the second part to the center front. While I'm stitching, I stitch down by 0.5 inch and I started from the waist all the way into the armhole. And after I turn around, this is what it looks like. This is the outer part and this is the inner. So I'll open up this 0.5 inch stitching allowance and give it a nice press. I'll use this Tailors Ham to give it a nice press. I'll place it on it this way, open it up and press it. I'll do the same thing on each side. Once I'm done, I'll notch the underbust. After that, I'll turn it around and press the outer part also. I'll do the same thing on the two sides, and once I'm done, this is what I have. Next thing I'll do is to attach the yoke. I've gone ahead to use bias tape to pipe the neckline. So that to attach it, I'll use a pin to hold the sharp part of the yoke to the sharp part of the neckline. And I've also gone ahead to cut and join the line just like I did for the bodice. So I'll go ahead now and also place the lining the right side facing the right side of the fabric. I also place the yoke right side facing the fabric, then I place the lining right side facing the fabric. Then I'll use my pin to hold it together. While I'm doing this, I'll take my time to make sure that the lining, the fabric and the yoke is properly placed with each other. Then I'll pin it right into the armhole. I'm gonna head to stitch down by 0.5 inch and this is what it looks like, and you can see how neat it is. So I'll go ahead and pin the other side down and stitch down by 0.5 inch just like I did for the other side. So I'll place the yoke properly on the fashion fabric, place the lining, pin it down properly, then I'll stitch down by 0.5 inch. After joining the yoke to the body, this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and top stitch. I'll top stitch that part I joined the lining and the yoke and everything together so that it will press flat. I am done top stitching and this is what I have. The next thing I'll do now is to close up the sides and I'll stitch it down by 0.5 inch. After closing up the side, this is what it looks like. My Princess Dart Bustier with yoke is ready. Don't go anywhere because we'll be sewing the back bodice. This is my back bodice pattern and I've gone ahead to transfer the pattern to the fabric and the lining, and I also notched the dart allowance. At this part of the yoke I added 0.5 inch and here 0.5 inch and also 0.5 inch at the shoulder. Also added 0.5 inch here for joining. So I'll go ahead now and take out my dart. Now to do that, I'll fold in 0.5 inch at that notched area of the dart line that I marked. I'll stitch up to take out the dart, and I'll do that on both the fabric and also on the lining. And I also use bias tape to pipe the neckline and also the keyhole area of the yoke. So I'm going ahead to take out the darts for each side of the back bodice and also the lining. I'm also going ahead to pipe the neckline for the yoke, and this is what I have. The next thing I'll do now is to join both the lining, the bodice and the yoke together. In order to do that, I'll place the right side of the fabric facing up this way. I'll place the right side of the yoke facing the lining, starting from the armhole. Then I'll place the lining also right side facing. So I'm done with that. I'll stitch down by 0.5 inch. After I stitch down, I'll also top stitch. So this is what it looks like. I also went ahead to close up the sides. So I'll go ahead now and place it right side facing right. I'll take out my zipper allowance. I'll mark 1.5 inch at the chest line, then 1 inch at the waistline. Then I'll stitch down. After joining the zipper allowance, this is what I have. I'll be holding this with a pin for now. This is what the back bodice looks like, and this is what the front bodice looks like. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial so far today. I'm so glad you watched to the end. In my next tutorial, hopefully I'll be attaching this to a flare. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. See you in my next video.